Сайн байцгаана уу хүнд үзэгчдээ. Өнөөдөр манай DeFacto нэвтрүүлгийн зочноор Ralph Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Mongolia. Энэ байгууллагын Монголын удирдагч, ерөнхийлөгч David Clahan оролцож байна.
David Clahan, Ralph Gracie Mongolia академиг үүсгэн байгуулагч, жудогийн хар бүс, Jiu-Jitsu-гийн хар бүс 5 дантай профессор David Clahan, Ralph Gracie Biology академийн захирал, тус академийн 460 тамирчинтай. Ralph Gracie Mongolia академиг үүсгэн байгуулагч нийт 150 тамирчинтай Улаанбаатарт 7 буудлын эцэст гэр хороололд байдаг ашгийн бус байгууллага. 6 жилийн түүхтэй мөн тэрээр барилгын болон үл хөдлөх хөрөнгийн Qualtgat Construction компанийн захирал.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Welcome to Mongolia.
Thank you very
How
much.
many times visited?
Oh my gosh, I think over 12 or 13.
Okay, 12, 13. So, how you get connected with Mongolia?
So I have a jiu-jitsu academy in Berkeley, California, and we've had some for a while. We started having some Mongolians come through and training with us, and I became friends with a couple guys, and one of them brought me over, and I also trained judo, and I used to wrestle with some of the Mongolians at our club. And so I've just always had an interest to come and see.
Well, before we go into Jiu-Jitsu as a sport, please tell us about this name, Ralph Gracie.
Ralph Gracie. He's part of the Gracie family. It started out with, during the 40s, Carlos Gracie Jr. and Helio Gracie. They learned jiu-jitsu from a Japanese person who moved to Brazil, and they really made it very popular. They refined the jiu-jitsu. They made it very technical and for street fighting. They added a lot of technique. They really refined the technique, and basically they had lots of kids, and all their kids did jiu-jitsu, and so their kids had lots of kids. So Carlson Gracie had quite a few sons. I don't remember the exact number, 11 maybe. And one of them was Hobson Gracie, which is Ralph Gracie's father. So the Gracies have been passing this jiu-jitsu down to the family, through the family for many years, and it just gets bigger and better as it's been going along.
So Jiu-Jitsu, tell us about the characteristics of this sport, why it is so popular, what makes it so popular and people love it.
Jiu-Jitsu and Judo are very similar in some ways. Really the rules are what dictate how you're going to fight a contest. The rules in Judo emphasize a throw. So standing is very important. If you get an ippon, you win. In Jiu-Jitsu, it's more originally about fighting, about how to survive a fight and to dominate somebody. And its emphasis is more on a submission, making somebody tap. So the rules in Jiu-Jitsu are, in the old days, there was none. So it made it very important to be very detailed. People would fight. They were allowed to eye gouge. They were allowed to do everything.
Does that mean it has connected with UFC?
Yes, exactly. Hoist Gracie, Half's cousin, is one of the founders of the UFC. He brought it over to the United States in about 93, 94, I think. And they challenged everybody from all over the world, and they were able to defeat all of his opponents. And Hoist Gracie is about 175 pounds, and he was fighting guys 280 pounds. So
Still he's winning.
Still he wins. So he proved to the world that Jiu-Jitsu is very, very strong. Since then, Jiu-Jitsu has grown, and it has become very popular. And there are millions and millions of practitioners of jiu-jitsu around the world now.
How many children now, or how many total sportsmen in Mongolia, and how many of them you are related to?
So in Mongolia, I have no idea how many now. Okay. There are so many. It has become so popular. But when I started coming here around 2010, 11, there was it was mainly judo players that were starting to train jiu-jitsu. They saw how strong it was, and they wanted to learn. So that I would come and I did some seminars. I would teach, and just having a good time, just hanging out and sharing jiu-jitsu with everybody.
Okay. We have an association of jiu-jitsu, or it is just your organization in Mongolia?
No, you have a very big organization. It's the Mongolian Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
Okay.
And
are you part of it?
I'm a vice president, more of an honorary vice president.
Vice president.
Yeah.
And so what is unique about you is you made in a northern suburb of Ulaanbaatar, Ulaanbaatar, a club where low-income families, children spend days. It's become very popular. Tell us about the story, when you have started, so why it is there.
So about 7 years ago, we were talking about opening an academy in Mongolia. All my friends were urging me to put a dojo here.
Okay.
And they wanted me to do it downtown, like in a busy area. And I really, me and my wife is Mongolian, by the way. She's a big impact, big help with the whole program. She
also plays jiu-jitsu.
She would say she has a black belt, which is me.
Okay.
So she's not training anymore, but she did train for quite a while, and now she's just helping helping with the kids and the program.
Okay. So you decided not to do that in the center of the city.
So I didn't want to do it in the center of the city because those kids, I wanted hungry kids. I wanted to help people, and I really didn't want to charge. I don't want to try to make money here. What I wanted to do was to be able to help kids. And
so is it non-profit, free of charge?
Nobody pays.
Well, okay.
None of the kids pay.
Okay, so you invested in the new building, or? I
invested in. We found a very nice building. We worked out a nice deal with the landlord. She helped us out for quite a few years, and we bought the mats. We got all the gis, the kimonos for what they wear, belts, and we hired a trainer he's stayed at my house. He trained with me in Berkeley. Okay. He would come to the academy. He would train. I met him at the Worlds, and
I see.
And he lived with us.
A Mongolian teacher who went to Berkeley, to your place, trained there, came back, and now he's teaching in the academy.
He's also training with the guy who's in charge of the Mongolian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, who's put everything together. His name is Bolderden.
Bolderden.
Yeah, very, very. Jiu-Jitsu would not be in Mongolia without him. He's really put a lot together for it. He works very hard at it.
How many children are now being trained? I mean, several years they have gone. Probably some graduated, some study.
So most of the kids that started were very young. Now they're starting to be teenagers. It's amazing because I'm just watching these kids grow up.
Yeah, very young meaning?
Very young, meaning 5 to 9 when we started, maybe 10, 11. And pretty much everybody that started is still there, unless they had to move.
Okay. And these are kids from this, we call it Ger districts, right?
Yes.
Because there's no other districts.
Yeah.
The kids are coming. Everybody can come, or what is the?
So we have a waiting list because we can only take so many people right now.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of our problems with the academy we have right now. It's
just small.
It's smaller. We'd like to get a better facility with showers, and I'd like to have a little bit more of an area for studying, for them to have a place to go to actually be able
after
to
school, a place to go, right?
Yes,
to work, to have homework, and then to exercise.
Hang out.
Otherwise, they have not such a chance. Otherwise,
I didn't realize it but you're right. There's a lot of kids. I mean, they travel 2-3 hours to get there. Some of the kids.
Wow.
It's really.
2-3 hours to travel.
Yes, we have several kids. They move away and then they just keep coming. And they do not want to give it up. They say it's the most important thing in their lives. A lot of these kids.
So are you feeding them or food?
No, we just teaching jiu-jitsu. Sometimes we'll have pizza nights or we do things like that. But it's a big job. I've been supporting it myself for many years, and it's getting big right now.
You're spending a lot of money.
Things are starting to add up. But what we decided to do, we bought some land very close to it. Okay. And my wife right now is working on, Zagda is working on entitling the building and we're going to try to start breaking ground. I bought the land, we're looking to get other people to help with the
How big
building.
It will be compared with the one right now?
Oh, twice the size.
Twice the size?
Yeah.
So more flat, more gym place?
It's more gym. We're going to build all the land out, all the way.
Okay, so there will be then another U.S. standard kind of facility, which, by the way, makes a lot impact on the other structures they will make, because it's a proper standard of everything, water, sewage, everything. So it's another good achievements there. But most importantly, the kids.
Yes.
How many total kids?
Right now, 150.
150.
Yeah.
And with the new one, you will have 300, huh?
As many as we could fit in there.
Okay.
There's no, there's no real limit. It'll be nice because once this is all finished, the money will just go to the kids only. No rent, no other, minor money will go to take care of the building. And I wanted the building to be there forever after I'm gone. And this is going to be all donated. We're going to set it up so it's going to just stay.
David, sport is so important, not only for health, but for making kids into personality, character. And obviously you yourself understood it very young, I understand. What was the first time you got this idea to help like this, the other children?
Well, I've always wanted to help people. I've always been, my family got me involved with donating my time when I was very young. My aunts and uncles, they brought me to a disabled camp, so I would give my time to them. And we'd do these wilderness disabled camps, and these kids will be out in the middle of nowhere. They don't know, they've never been out there before. They have to go four-wheel drive. And I saw how it changed, just some small changes.
Where was it?
Impact them. It was in Quincy, California. It was in the middle of the Sierras. And we would sleep out under the stars, and we do it for the whole summer, several weeks out there. No tents, just sleep under the stars.
No roof.
And these kids are all wheelchair bound, and we just we would just take care of them. They would have they got a chance to really experience a normal life,
Wheelchair kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the having something for people, Jargo, you were saying like sports impacting. It's not just jiu-jitsu, it's any sport. Sports are so important for kids.
Yes.
I believe it really makes a bond that'll last a long time, gives them discipline, which we all need, especially when we're young.
Yeah, in particular, the education is not only a mind issue, it's sort of your physics issue, your body's issue, which helps you to grow your mind as well.
Right.
Yeah, and of course, the countries called developed when every child has some access to this kind of trainings, right?
Yeah.
In Mongolia, unfortunately, we don't. In particular, half of the Ulaanbaatar citizens live in Gir district, for example. And unfortunately, those who are living in the center, more or less, they have some facilities where they can go. So that's why your initiative is so amazing. And when I have heard, immediately struck, I want to see that. I want to meet you, and I want to interview this. And very helpful, dramatically changing life of these young people. I saw the video where the kids are being changed, how happy, how they are. Okay.
Thank you.
And I mean, what do you do for living? As certain money you spend like this in Mongolia.
I worked as a contractor or in real estate my whole life, and I've been a builder. I started out as a roofer. I just did hot tar roofing, and then from there I started my own company, and I just kept growing everything and started building apartment buildings. And yeah, real estate development has been my job for the last 30 years.
Okay, now what you have observed that during this training, you come in every year and you train them, and they have all the belts, all the stuff. What you have observed with Mongolian children, what are they in different ways, kind of?
They're starving. They're starving for. They want more. They want everything they can get. I teach them. We teach them something. I watch them. They learn. They do things. They do things so detailed and without distraction. Without the kids in my area, they have a lot of things going on. So they get a choice of coming there, and it's. The difference is amazing. How they really want to learn, want to improve, and watching them bond with each other and become friends. I know that every one of these people are going to be friends for the rest of their lives. It's really the way they hang out. They take care of each other.
And Jiu-Jitsu itself as a sport, doing that or teaching that, or how is it work?
I think Jiu-Jitsu teaches a lot, because Jiu-Jitsu is like chess. It's like wrestling and chess. Yeah. You have to learn. You learn one move, but your opponent is going to counter with another move, and then you have to know the counter to that move. So Jiu-Jitsu, you have to think 5-6 steps ahead sometimes to get to what you need.
So, in a way, some sport is like, if you fight with somebody, you use that energy coming to you against you, right?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Why fight the power? You know, if they're gonna if they're gonna want the arm ripped out, let it go. Go with it. You don't need to.
But however, you think that it's like a chess, some 5 moves.
Yes, yeah. Because when they pull their arm back, they leave something open. So it changes. Every movement changes the game.
Yep. And with that changes, the weight is moving.
Yes.
And so that it's to use that movement of weight into the directions you want, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Which is why I think Mongolian are so amazing at jiu-jitsu, is they grow up wrestling, and every kid is
by nature. Mongolians are wrestlers.
There's thousands of years of genetics of wrestling in there.
That's why we call it main 3 games.
Yes,
one of them is wrestling.
Yeah,
and not by chance, I think this in Japan now the dominant wrestlers in sumo are Mongolians.
Yeah.
Do you think that in jiu-jitsu it may be the same?
I absolutely could see it happening, and things are starting to change. Brazilians they've been dominant for for the last 50 years. You know, they've been very dominant
The
because
world.
it's their sport.
Okay.
They started
No, it's originally Japanese sport.
Yeah, oh yes, but the popularity of the jiu-jitsu, like we have contests now, is the Brazilian style.
Wow.
So originally, you're right. It's Japanese, and the Japanese did just as well.
Okay.
They-
and now, who are dominant?
The Brazilians are still dominant in it. Americans are catching up.
Okay.
We just had a adult world champion from Poland win. Different countries are starting to win, and the Mongolians, when they go, they do very, very well. They dominate in all the lower belts. The wrestlers have done very well.
How many belts?
There's white belt, is what you start with.
Yes.
You get a blue belt. A purple belt is like
purple.
mid-range. That's
Okay.
a brown belt
Brown belt,
and a black belt.
black belt. So 5 ranges.
Yes.
And is it hard to go from one upper?
Hard is relevant because it's not. This is not a sport where you're going to get your black belt in 2 years or 3 years. It took me 11.
Okay.
The average is 10. But people are getting so good right now that they're getting it faster because I think with social media, with YouTube, they are learning way faster than we could have learned, and they're able to do more technical because the explanation for the details is there.
These kids of your school, I saw them stretching so fun, so well. And at this age, to have this opportunity, and also teachers like you, is a great opportunity for these guys.
Yes.
And the schools, how you combine that, because you take plenty of time of their life a day, say 150 kids, then how does the school consider you as a helper, or is there any conflict or any harmony, anything?
I think the schools fully support us. The kids that are doing that they're mostly getting very good grades.
Okay.
It's improving their attendance. It's improving. The instructor Erka is a very, very strong instructor. He's strict. He's teaching them very good discipline. So, and he pays attention to everybody out there. If there's a problem, he's trying to help.
What is the best way to have many Erkas?
Get them from our academy in about 5 more years. There is going to be many Erkas coming out of that.
Ideally, we could have one in each district, one in each IMAG.
I think it's starting right now because I know the Jiu-Jitsu Federation is doing programs in different areas with kids. They used us as a model, and they're so happy with it. They're starting to do it now.
What a nice news. Who is the head of this Mongolian Jiu-Jitsu Federation?
Well, Bolderden is the guy that's more of the. He's the person who's more in charge of how things are getting done. He's the organizer of everything. Munksuk has been the president for many years. Munksuk. Yeah, okay. And I think he's working with Rio Tinto.
That Munksuk. Yes, he's working now. He's abroad.
Yeah. He's here now.
Oh, back. Okay.
Yeah, we had dinner last night.
Oh, well, he's the guy who I think really disseminated this system.
He's an amazing guy.
Yep. Well, so you have all.
And his heart is in Mongolia. He wants more people to get this kind of training. He sees how important it is.
Well, that's why I really want to see your clubs all around, and please do it. And I would like to thank you so much on behalf of these kids. Obviously, they say that, but I think the kids in the future who will be in your schools will be very much thankful to the job you do voluntarily spending your money, your time, and your wife also doing the same job. So I would like to congratulate you and your wife for this great job.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time out.
Thank
Could I say one thing?
Yes, sure.
I'd like to. We're building this building, and I'm looking for donations on this because I'm hoping that I can get some help with the Mongolian people to put this building together.
Yes.
So anybody that might be out there that could be a cement contractor, a finisher of some kind, somebody that does
yes.
metal, anybody that would like to help us, it would be deeply appreciated. And this building is going to be there forever, in my eyes. It's never going to go away. This is going to be for the kids only.
Yeah.
So if there's any way to get any help,
how to get you connected?
I can give you my Facebook is very easy to get a hold of me.
Okay, we will put under this program.
Yeah, and then I also I'm working with Guardian Project in the U.S., which is they're a nonprofit, and they're collecting for our U.S. I have Ralph Gracie there. I took him here last year, and he just he had tears in his eyes. How great! He cannot believe how great, and he's taking this on for himself too as a program for all his academies.
Sure.
So he's going to be helping. So this is going to be officially a Ralph Gracie.
Okay. After this program, certainly I believe that Mongolian will somehow contact you.
Thank you.
За хүн үзэгчдээ та бүхэн маш сонирхолтой Монгол дийлэгтэй Монголын хүүхдүүдэд хайртай юм хүнтэй уулзлаа. 7 буудалд jiu-jitsu-гаар өөрийн ингээд клуб байгуулад одоогоор 150 хүүхэд гэр хорооллын хүүхдүүд сургуулиуд хараад очдог, дасгал хийдэг юм газартай болоод 7-8 жил болж байгаа юм байна. Ахаад нэг байшин хажууд нь барих юм байна. Бүгдээрээ энэ хүн өөрийнхөө мөнгөөр хийгдэж байгаа юм байна. Тэр байшин барихад одоо барилгын компани, цементийн бүх шатаараа туслах юм бол бид олон айлын гэр хороолд амьдарч байгаа бага орлоготой олон айлын хүүхдүүдэд сайхан ирээдүйг нээх боломж өгж байгаа юм байна шүү. Анхаарал таваарай. За ийм ярилцлага боллоо. Өнөөдрийн манай ярилцлагаар энэ Ralph Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Mongolia гэсэн нэртэй байгууллагыг байгуулсан одоо ерөнхийлөгч нь ноён David Clahan оролцлоо. Баярлалаа.
Хам богдуул хатан туулгын хөвөөндөх цэнгэг агаартай бүсэд байрлалтай. Хүүхдэд ээлтэй хотхны төлөвлөлт болон эрүүл амьдралын хэм маягийг эрхэмлэгч та бүхнийг King Tower апартментийн 5 дугаар ээлжийн орон сууцнд урьж байна. Амар тайван амьдрал, аян давтагдшгүй